So good afternoon from Mount Adams. I am in Trout Lake, Washington, and I am hoping for an epic sunset. I got my fingers crossed. Got some high clouds going on. The mountain is really nicely lit right now, and a little bit of fall color. It's got some gradations in the greens, and I'll show you what it looks like right now. So I haven't found a location yet where I'm going to set up or anything. I just wanted to show you what it looks like. Got the mountain, and then we got some darker trees, the greens, the deciduous stuff, and then we've got some color that's happening in the foreground, and then we've actually got even a reflection here at the very bottom. And I don't know if the sky lights up, that might become even more important than what we've got going on than the mountain itself. That would be the big thing. And it looks like over here on the shoulder, I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the video, it looks like some lenticular clouds are forming, and that would be awesome if some of that kind of formed over the mountain. That would be pretty sweet. So I've got a little bit of time to scout and find some compositions. It's always really important to get to your location early enough to have the time to not be too rushed when you're looking for something to shoot. So I walked around and finally kind of decided on at least a starting spot, and I'm at about 50 millimeters, not too wide, because I want to keep that mountain a little bit larger, because if I go too wide, I get more sky, but the mountain gets a little too small for what I like. So I'm at like 50 millimeters. Because I'm at a longer focal length, I'm going to start at like f16 just to be sure that I've got plenty of depth of field. I don't have anything really close to the front of the lens, down here, but still, I'll try f11 and see if that works, but I'm not really concerned. There's nothing moving. There's no wind whatsoever. So if my shutter speed gets a little long, it's fine. ISO 50. And it's easier to see if I do it this way instead of the camera, but I got a leading line of the reeds over here on the left. And even though the water's moving, there is some reflection, and I'm hoping it's going to catch some color. And then I've got a line of these golden trees back over here that are catching the last of the sun, and that'll be a nice color pop between these greener reeds in the foreground, which are just, trust me, they're green. I know they're dark, and then the golden line of trees there. Then you got a green line of the evergreens back there, and then you got Mount Adams, and there's clouds coming in over it nicely. So all we got to do is hope that the sun can just light it up just a little bit as the sun sets in the next 30 or 40 minutes. So take a look. The light's getting really nice on the mountain finally. And over here to the left, it looks like lenticular clouds, but there's no mountain over there that I know of, but it's super cool. It's catching some really pretty light. So I've shifted my composition, and I've moved around a bit to something like this. And that basically balances the mountain on the right with those gorgeous clouds on the left. And I still get a little bit of the reflection, down here in the very bottom, which works really nicely, I think. The only problem I have is if you look here, right here, there's mud that is not submerged. There's not enough water to cover it. So that's not the most attractive, but there's no way to make that happen. No matter what I do, if I get any closer, if I move the camera closer, then I will lose the reflection down here. That'll go away. And I don't want that to happen, because I really like having that little bit of the reflection of the mountain down here. And my clouds are starting to catch maybe just a little bit of color over here. And the mountain is definitely catching some pretty light as the sun sets. So I am not going to count my chickens before they're hatched, because I'm thinking that we're not going to get a big light show at all. I don't know if there's some clouds moving in back over to the west and it's going to block that light, but it's kind of vanished off the mountain at this point. It was pretty when it was hitting it, but now it's kind of gone, and everything that's above is kind of fizzling out. So we will see. I know I got some really nice shots with the light when the light was touching on the light was touching on those yellow trees in the back. I like that a lot. And I got some really pretty light on the mountain and with those lenticular clouds. I'm glad I moved my composition. I just didn't camp in that one spot and just shoot the same composition, forever. So I did move it around, and I think this adjustment will give me something to choose from, regardless. So tonight I was shooting at like 52 millimeters or so, something not super wide angle, but not telephoto, something in between. And the reason I just didn't go, like I say, with the really, really wide angle was that I didn't want that mountain to be too small. And so I've got, like I say, I've got those vertical panos that I plan on stitching together to see how those look. Those come out. I did do a vertical pano as far as landscape vertical, I guess I could call it that if that's a term. But I did do one set of strictly vertical panorama this way. And probably going to like the ones that are landscape, and I just tilted the camera up and down, as long as I don't get too much distortion between. And at 50 millimeters, it shouldn't be too bad. It's not too wide of an angle to make that awful, but we'll see. So there's a little bit of color that's starting to happen up there on the left. And it's actually the lenticular cloud on the left is picking some color up. So I am liking that. So I am bracketing my shots just to make sure I can pull enough detail. I probably don't need to. I'm thinking at this point the dynamic range is not that great. But I definitely want to be sure that I can pull the shadow detail up that I need. And so bracketing that is just a safe way to go. Again, I'll probably only use one, maybe two of the shots. And even that little bit of color, just within seconds, is started to fade. It doesn't take long, and it's why you have to be there early and scout that location and find your composition, because once the light gets good, it never lasts very long. So that'll be it from Mount Adams. I'm going to show you the photos that I captured. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Don't forget to click the notification bell so that you don't miss any of the videos that I create and upload every single Wednesday. Thanks for watching. See you next time. So this first photograph I really like. I love the way that the light was just basically hitting right on the row of yellow and red orange trees, just like in a perfect band in the background. And the leading line with the reeds in the front going back, the slight reflection of the water. I love the texture in the water, and the clouds were just beautiful over the mountain. Just a nice framing for that row of gorgeous color. The second photograph was right when the sun was setting, and I still had a nice little reflection in the water below. The reeds were still nice and just slightly being lit at the very top, but I had lost a lot of the color in that row of trees because the sun was lower in the sky. But it was sidelighting that lenticular cloud and Mount Adams beautifully. I love the clouds, and I really like the color. Which one you like the best? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos that I release each and every Wednesday. Thanks for watching.